Hello, everyone, and welcome to our campaign live stream. My name is Kat Abagazale. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. And today we have a very fun guest, Congressman Jamaal Bowman. In the meantime, let's do some updates and talk about these live streams. If this is your first time, this is a way that our campaign tries to ethically fundraise. You can chip in at catforillinois.com/stream. You will get to see your name up top, but on the other side, because I still can't get mirroring down, and we'll give you a shout out. And your donation goes to our campaign, which is sustained by grassroots donors like you. So please ship in any amount. Our average donation is $32, but we love our $1 donations. And if you can get more, that's great. But right now we're trying to get through this last sprint to the finish line. Election day is March 17th. Early voting starts on February 5th. So please ship in at catforillinois.com/stream. If you hear that holy cow sound, it is someone donating. Additionally, we got some updates for the campaign. We just did a big phone bank with Sunrise. The Sunrise movement has endorsed our campaign. We are so grateful to them and to everyone who joined. Please look at our schedules at Sorry, I'm talking so fast. catforillinois.com/events for more phone banking opportunities. It is one of the best ways that you can reach people, and you can do it from anywhere. You don't even have to be in Illinois. In fact, we actually just had office hours at Nabla Cafe in Chicago the other day, and one of the people there came because they heard about it during phone banking and wanted to learn more. And by the end, they said that they wanted to help us knock doors in their very large apartment building. So phone banking works. You can help us do it. So join our Discord, discord.gg/catforillinois, or learn more about our phone banking program at catforillinois.com/events. Tomorrow, that's tomorrow, right?
What's tomorrow?
The coffee.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have coffee at Soul Good. You can find more info on our socials. We post our calendar each week. We're also canvassing all weekend and with Sunrise. Let me just double check to make sure I didn't miss anything on our little calendar. Bop, boop, bop.
Also, we could do Spotify volume with silence.
It's not on.
What?
It's not on.
That's probably why.
Yeah. So we got canvas launches. I'm just going to share this with y'all. One moment. Oh, nice. Tomorrow we've got 2 canvas launches, one in Evanston, one in Skokie. We're going to be doing a coffee in Skokie at Soul Good Coffee. Please join. We love our office hours, and you can ask me anything. Tell your most skeptical friend about this campaign to come join. I always joke that I cover Nazis for a living. It is impossible to offend me. And then we are also doing a phone bank. On Saturday, we will be having canvas launches at the office in Niles and in Evanston. And then we'll also have office hours at our campaign HQ at 7016 North Clark Street. You might have seen last week, we did a knitting circle to make hats and scarves and mittens for people who need them. We'll also be doing that during office hours. So if you want people to craft with, come join us. And then we'll be doing a remote phone bank that night as well. And then on Sunday, we've got a canvas launch around Ravenswood, one in Evanston, and a remote phone bank as well. So please, please, please join us. And I'm going to bring on our incredible guest. One moment. How's everyone doing? And yes, we will be talking about the Tribune. Don't worry. Congressman Bowman, how's it going?
It's going well, going well. How you doing?
Doing pretty damn well. I'm very excited to announce to our audience that today we announced your endorsement of our campaign. We are absolutely honored. We're going to be APAC, and I turned it up.
No, it came up.
I did.
Sorry.
Yeah, how's it going? Are you cold? We're cold over here.
It's going well. Yes, I'm cold. I'm in a quiet place, but it's actually freezing in this room for some reason. But I'm hanging in there. I don't mind the snow. I don't mind the winter. I like winters. I like snow, so I'm good. But yes, congratulations. It's my honor to endorse you. It's very exciting. You've run an inspiring and exciting campaign, and you've been out there on the front lines, standing up for our immigrant neighbors and putting your body on the line. really appreciate and respect you for that. And we got to keep going because ICE is murdering American citizens on our streets, and we need fighters and champions in Congress. And so I know you are that because I've seen you do it. So just please keep it up. You know, it's not over, right? Early voting starts, I think, next week, and election day is March what?
March 17th, St. Patrick's
March
Day.
7th. And so my hope is I can come out there that day and celebrate your victory. And so
Hell yeah.
let's bring it home.
Let's bring it home. Absolutely. So, as many people know, APAC put in, what, $15 million against you in your last race?
No, it was closer to 25 million.
Yeah, that checks out.
When you combine, the AIPAC lobby with DMFI, which is Democratic Majority for Israel, with UDP, which is the United Democracy Project, with crypto money, with some other, black organization that was trying to tell black people that I don't love them. All together, it was like 25 million, the most expensive primary in the history of our country for a House seat. So I wear that as a badge of honor.
Yeah, I mean, it is a absolute disgrace, but at the same time, like on a personal level, it must feel kind of satisfying to know you scared them that much. Like we've only heard it's going to be like 10 to 15 in our race. Like I'm kind of offended.
Yeah, well, I mean, this race, well, that's what happened, right? So, I mean, this movement has been going on for quite some time, right? And, every year more of us come out, right? And the more people stand up and speak out and run for office and speak truth to power and fight for Gaza and fight against ICE and fight for healthcare, the more people do that, the more powerful we become. And so they can't spend 20 million against everyone, right? And so we just had the Zoran Mamdani victory in New York City, which was huge, and he was, stood on principle, stood on business as it relates to ICE in Gaza. We had Katie Wilson out in Seattle, first socialist mayor out there, again, right on all the issues. The mayor right there in Chicago, Brother Brandon Johnson, continues to be right on the issues. And so, listen, we coming, man. The progressive movement, we're here, we're coming, and we got to rebuild this freaking country, man. So that's what we're doing.
I think that a lot of folks, unless they're like watching really closely, but we've all got shit going on, might not be aware of how AIPAC goes into races. And it's not just about Israel when they go into races. What was the most batshit thing you heard about yourself in terms of the smear campaigns, the $25 smear campaigns levied against you?
Well, so a couple things. One, yes, none of the ads they ran against me were about Israel, like not a single one, because they know they can't win on the moral issue, on that as a moral issue or that as a political. They know they can't do that. So none of the ads were about that. They were about, and again, this is very shrewd and very nuanced and skillful. And that's why it's not just the money. We can't underestimate their strategy as well, right? And so they ran an ad saying that because I voted against the infrastructure bill in 2021, which was 3 years prior to this race, that I'm somehow against President Biden taking lead pipes out of schools. And so implying that I was okay with lead in the water for children.
We all know you love children to have lead poisoning. That is true.
Right? But also what's implied there is, not only am I against Biden, that I'm probably for Trump too, right? Like that's what they're trying to plant in people's minds. But it didn't work with my base at all. You know what I'm saying? Like black and brown people, working class people, progressives, like I crushed it with that demographic. But what they also did, because of the establishment, they redrew the lines through redistricting and took 200,000 black people out of the district and took most of the Bronx away from me. So it's not just the racists, it's what they do, what the establishment does in addition to that hurts us over and over again.
Someone in the chat actually wanted to ask, why did you vote against that?
Oh, because Build Back Better wasn't a part of it. They decoupled
Holy
the infrastructure
cow.
bill from from childcare, from housing, from paid leave, from all the things that actually put money in people's pockets, right? They took that away in the 11th hour. And so me and the squad, my sisters in the squad, we decided like, hell no, we're not going for this shit. And we also knew that the only reason why they did it is because the corporate Dems wanted to make a power move that day. They just wanted to have that victory by themselves. And so this civil war within the Democratic Party is also the thing that got us into the mess we are in the
Holy
first place with
cow.
Trump for the first time and the second time. And so, yeah, they told us, if you vote for the infrastructure bill, we'll get Manchin on board for Build Back Better, and that never happened. Manchin killed Build Back Better right after that, just like we told him.
I've wondered this for a long time. The Republican Party is ruthless when it comes to, it's like a really interesting dichotomy because they keep their, if you overstep, like say Madison Cawthorn, this is not a pro Madison Cawthorn post, uh, they get them back into shape really fast. At the same time, it also, I think, a lot because of right wing media, has more flexibility in terms of being criticized by its own party and being almost shamed into doing other things, but doing things worse. Why, especially when you were in Congress, why does it feel like Democratic leadership is incapable of criticizing its own members like Manchin? I mean, I think about these 7 Democrats that voted to fund DHS, and from my perspective,
Holy
the party
cow.
should excommunicate them, say we will support anyone who tries to primary you.
Yeah, I mean, the Democratic Party is it does the bidding of maintaining the status quo. Like that's what they do, right? So they want to maintain the establishment, they want to maintain the status quo, and to them that means moderate, middle-aged white people, some of which are independent voters, and they're constantly thinking about like those swing states or those swing districts where they don't want to lose those voters. So if they criticize Manchin or go after Manchin too aggressively, then they'll piss off the voters who like Manchin. So instead, they piss off progressives all the time by just going after progressives.
But like, here's the thing: that type of cowardice isn't appealing even to swing state voters. My partner Ben actually sent me a
Holy
comment that he
cow.
saw today on my own post. It said, "I'm a very conservative Republican who can't stand with you, and I think you're a nut job." That being said, given that my congressperson in this district will
Holy
definitely be a
cow.
Democrat, I much prefer your brand of authenticity to your opponents. I'll say slash do anything to get elected vibe. Good luck. I genuinely hope you win your primary. Someone literally saying, I disagree with you on everything, but the fact that
Mm-hmm.
you stand for what you believe means that I'm going to vote for you. It doesn't make sense to me to let's appeal to Joe Manchin voters when in reality, Joe Manchin voters often aren't given other choices, and people don't
Yeah.
vote if they're not given other choices.
Yeah, and
Holy cow.
I think the party is trying party leadership, right? So Chuck Schumer specifically and the Chuck Schumers of the world.
Holy cow.
Party leadership, I think they are trying to respond to this moment accordingly and with authenticity. I just think that they're not programmed to do so. Like it's not in their DNA. And so they don't know how to do it, right? And that's why this is a moment for new voices, new leadership. And you use the key word, authenticity, right? And so multiple times, I remember I was with my wife in the Apple store getting our laptop fixed, and a dude with a Make America Great Again hat like walked past me. He's like, "Oh shit, are you Jamal Bowman?" He's like, "Yo, what's up, man? Yo, we're different parties, and there's a lot I don't agree with, but I like you, man. I rock with you. I like how you fight. Blah 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 blah." Like that's what he stopped and said that, and he wanted to take a picture of me. And then, he got super weird and started telling me about his black girlfriend and shit like that. And, but you know why he did that, right? To prove to me he wasn't racist. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he had to guard his way to say he had a black girlfriend. So
All
But
I'm thinking about
anyway,
is Colonel Lockjaw this week. Between that and Greg Bovino, I'm like, it's just one battle after another
yeah,
after
man.
another.
Yeah, but that's not the only time that that stuff has happened, right? Where like someone with a red hat will come over and show me love. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's because of the authenticity and because of the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I also want to. I. It's always interesting to talk to people running that have run for office or are running for office. Um, we talked about this when you were in town a couple months ago. But I have a very specific question. Today, the Chicago Tribune editorial board had their endorsement session, and the Tribune editorial board is like many editorial boards, not awesome. They wrote a thing about how like I'm destroying civility in politics because I said fuck, normal stuff. But sorry, I'm trying to pull up these headlines that are just my favorite. Um, but I just didn't go. I just said no, and I didn't go.
Your Discord with me.
Huh? Oh yeah, it is in our Discord, but it doesn't matter because I'm pulling this up anyways. Um, from the Free Press to CBS, Weiss's principles are stellar journalistic standards. Is centrism in the Democratic Party dead? Let's hope not. Why we support Trump's proposal for peace in Gaza between Israel and Hamas. This is the stuff that you see from the editorial board, and it's assumed that you have to go to these things over and over and over. And the truth is that a lot of people don't want to. And I just realized, why do I have to go to this thing if it doesn't align with my values? I also don't align with theirs, and that's okay. That's democracy. What is a time that you were just like, why do I have to do this? And either didn't do it or did it and were like, this is bullshit. Besides every single day.
Yeah, like 50% of my career was like that. I mean, I mean, it was like constant. Yeah, it was constant, man. I mean, but here's the thing, right? So when I ran for office, the first time, you bring up a newspaper. So I remember there's a local newspaper in New York called the Daily News,
Mm-hmm.
and we knew that they were more conservative than we were, and but they had their endorsement process, right? So, you know, my objective was to go in there and use it as practice for the New York Times endorsement. And I really wanted to get the New York Times endorsement at that time. And that endorsement was very helpful to me winning that race. So I went in there with like an objective to like crush it. I don't care if you disagree with me or not. I'm gonna crush this and then get ready for the New York Times. And that's kind of how it worked out. I did the interview. They endorsed Elliot Engel, fine, and I went uh, and did the New York Times endorsement and got the New York Times endorsement. But again, this was 2020, right? Things were different then. But that's one example of like I didn't want to do it, and I did it anyway. But I'm not really, just generally speaking, I'm not like a good politician. And so I don't like going to like galas and oh, I don't need to go to every press conference, and I don't always need to say a few remarks at some, ceremony that I don't want to be a part of. Like I'd rather just not do that work, not do that part of it. I just want to serve the people. That's it. Like whatever. Make sure my schedule and my agenda is focused on serving the people, and helping them in any way that I can. That's mutual aid. That's all kind of stuff. Like forget the backslapping part of it, but you should do the backslapping. Just to let you know, you should do some of that. Yes.
I mean, like if slaps on backs are, earned, absolutely. But I mean, I think one of the most uncomfortable things I've seen since running is when there's like a vigil or like something for a local community organization, and then seeing everyone run for office, like jockeying desperately to get
Yeah,
a
yeah,
spot
that's
to
the worst.
speak.
Yeah,
And
I hate
it's,
that. I
guys, what are we
absolutely
doing
hate that.
here? This is so embarrassing for all of us.
Yeah, yeah. Especially especially when like unfortunately there were multiple vigils in my district because a kid was killed by gun violence, let's say, for example. Especially when you have these elected officials not like doing shit about gun violence. Like you're not leading on any legislation, you're not speaking truth to power, you're not writing resolutions or op-eds, you're not in the street, you're not doing anything about it, but you come speak at the vigil. And then at the vigil, you talk to the other young kids about how they need to stop doing what they're doing. But it's like, well, wait a minute. Are we investing properly in education? Do we have any workforce development
Well,
programs?
that would
Like,
be
do we
hard.
have
That takes
freaking
work.
parks in the community? What do you say?
That takes work. That's annoying. Like that's
That's what I'm
hard.
saying, right? And so it's just yeah. So that stuff is super annoying. Yes, and that's the stuff I really yeah I don't like that part of the job at all.
Yeah, we actually also did have another question. Hold on, I'm pulling it up, Catherine. Don't worry. Um, I'm not, oh yeah. So first off, what is the most unhinged or fun day on any campaign that you've been on,
Unhinged or what?
or fun? Also, someone in chat
Unhinged.
said, Congressman Bowman, it's Councilman Shane. I love Kat. Glad you're supporting her. I don't know who that is.
That's funny. Shane is the local council. If it's the same person, which I think it is, he's the local councilman here in my district, representing New Rochelle, New York. Shout out to Shane. Shout out to New Rochelle. Unhinged. I mean, honestly, man, like all my campaigns, and I'm thinking mostly about the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It was like pretty impeccably run. You know what I mean? I mean, things happen, of course, but it was. I mean, we had a great campaign. I mean, it was like it was poetry in motion. I mean, quite
Yeah.
honestly, the first one. But I mean, uh, the most, I guess, nationally known aspect of one of my races was when Elliot Engel on the hot mic said during the Black Lives Matter rally, when he said, "If I didn't have a primary, I wouldn't care." Like when that
Yeah.
happened, yeah, it was crazy. Like that was the first time I felt like, oh, my life is a movie. I'm in the middle of a movie, because we shared that and it got like 1 million views in like a couple of hours, and we raised $110,000 that day. And then for the rest of the campaign, we didn't raise any less than like 75,000 every day after that. Because right after that, AOC came in with no, Bernie first came in with the endorsement, then AOC, then Warren, then Ayanna. It was like back to back. And that was like the last week of the campaign. And I had all the momentum I needed to crush it on election day. And so again, it was a different time. It was COVID. George Floyd had just got murdered. Like it was crazy. But I mean, this race isn't that different actually, because what just happened to Alex Preddy, I mean, that was, I mean, this ICE fucking white supremacist terrorist was shooting bullets into his lifeless body on the street, man.
Point blank range.
Like shot him point blank, like, and it's bugged out because he clearly was not a threat. So you just chose to murder him. You chose to assassinate him right then and there, and then kept shooting at him like you lost your mind. Like it was just, and this is what, 1 week or a couple of weeks after Renee Good.
And it's so
You
crazy that
know,
for
it
so many
just
organizations, it takes a white man to be murdered. Like I know a lot of people were talking about, part of the reason that Renee Good's murder was so covered is because she was a white woman. But even then, the misogyny and the homophobia in her execution even kept so many orgs from speaking out. And Alex Preddy, they could not have picked a more upstanding citizen.
yeah,
Of like
yeah.
the picture boy that, or the, what's the word, poster boy of like what the right says that they value, a nurse that took care of
Yeah.
veterans.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, even if he was a quote unquote criminal, right? Like, even if he was
Yeah,
like someone who broke the law and been in jail multiple times, whatever, even if that was the case,
doesn't
you
deserve to
shoot
be
him dead in the
executed.
street.
No. And like
Like,
the
yo,
same thing
it's
happened with
wild, man.
Silverio Villegas Gonzalez here in Chicago. It's one of these things where they've been killing people. But this has just really, I think, rocked a lot of America that didn't think that state violence would be reserved for someone that looks like Alex Preddy.
Hmm.
And I think it's really cool how people saw these two individuals filming and stepping in and trying to be witnesses and saw them be executed for it, and then said, okay, we are going to come out 10 times more in numbers and do the same thing.
Yeah, sub-zero temperatures, right? To like
Yeah.
just take over Minneapolis. And what I also like to see, the NBA, the Timberwolves canceled their game that night, but then like many like pro
Holy
athletes are
cow.
speaking out as well, which forces the sports world to pay more attention to it as well. And then of course, all of the actors. So it's good that like everyone across the country seems to be like raising their voices right now at the very least. And again, like this election season is going to be real critical to make sure we get more people like you into office. And even, again, the Democratic Party needs revision, but having Democrats in the House right now take over the House is going to be key because they're going to impeach everyone, and it's going to put pressure on Senate Republicans to actually convict some of these people because these people are completely incompetent and also fucking evil people running our country right now.
Yeah, it's just straight up evil, and I think that one of the most frustrating parts of this is like I said this last week of like abolishing ICE isn't enough. Like we need to, and I think we were talking about this the other day when you came on stream to help raise money for NLG. Thank you for that again. But like we need to prosecute ICE. We need to prosecute these criminals, and it's like I just had court this week for my federal indictment, which is still such a fun sentence to say that I didn't think I'd be saying this year. But that was for doing like what I see as the bare minimum for leaders right now. And a lot of people are stepping up and facing consequences for it, but not enough. And we can't just win a majority. We have to make sure a majority of that majority wins and actually wants to do something. And because our primary is so early, I'm really hoping that, we can use the momentum we have here to help people win across the country.
Yeah, we also need to understand that this is a lifelong battle that we are in, and this is a lifelong fight. So if we get 10, 20, 30 progressives into the House this cycle, we still have to fight to keep those progressives in the House, and then we have to fight to bring in more progressives,
And
right?
to hold strong to
Then we
use
got
our
to
votes as leverage when we can.
absolutely, but that's like ongoing, like because the fascist white supremacists are never going to relax. Their objective is power, and their objective is the suppression and oppression of working class voices and of the people, right? And they're not going to stop. They're never going to stop. They want fascism, they want a dictatorship. And so the work we do to get you all in this cycle, excellent. Then we got to get the right people into the Senate, great. But then we got 50 states houses, right? That we got to get the right people into those seats, and then counties, and then cities, school boards, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because I believe in our lifetime, we're going to, and we definitely have to rebuild this whole democracy.
Yes.
Like we need straight democracy reform. We need term limits on the Supreme Court. We need ethics reform on the Supreme Court. We need to expand the Supreme Court. We need to talk about the Electoral College and get rid of that shit. Get big money out of politics. Definitely end Citizens United. And of course, we need all the policies that we know are like common sense, human-centered, dignified policies like universal health care, Medicare for all, like housing is a human right, right? Like a federal jobs guarantee, like universal child care, on and on and on. Like let's govern for the people, right? Not for the powerful elite. Because powerful elite is, they're running shit right now, and they have for a while.
How controversial of you to not want to cater to the powerful elite. We were supposed to play Madden,
Yeah, man.
but Asha has midterms, and we have to stream it through an Xbox, which we did not have time to acquire. You like football though?
Yes.
How much do you like football? Ben
lot.
loves basketball so much. I love hearing about how much he loves basketball, and I want to take you out of fascism for a second and hear about how much you like football.
So I played it in high school, played it in college. It's the ultimate team sport.
Why do
Uh,
you say that?
to
I'm
watch
asking from a technical perspective. I just had a whole talk about
because
this with Ben.
yeah, because like there are 11 guys, there are 22 guys on the field at once, 11 on offense, 11 on defense. And if one of those players does not do their job accordingly, it messes up the whole play, right? So it's the ultimate team sport. In basketball, it's 5 on 5, and you can have like one great player and they could just dominate the game and help win the game because that one player is so great. In baseball, the people come up one at a time. Soccer, you could still have one or two dominant players and they could just take over the game. Football, if one position that no one is paying attention to is does something wrong, it messes up the whole play. So it's the ultimate team sport, and to me, it's the most exciting, and it's physical. I like physicality. It's super physical, so
Okay,
it's
this is
great.
going to be turn into a stream of me trying to dissect because I love watching baseball and I become someone that enjoys watching basketball, especially the WNBA. But football, I think it's very fun to watch, especially like high stakes games, things like that. But in general, I do feel like there are too many commercial breaks and I do feel like there are too many pauses. Give me your counter argument.
Holy
There's
cow.
no, I mean,
Is your counter argument just no?
yeah, there's no, I mean, there's no count. I mean, that was great. It's great to have your opinion. I mean, I don't really have, I don't really have a counter argument to that. But yeah, so the stop and start
Yeah.
aspect of it, I can see how like, yeah, I could see how that's but here's the other thing too, right? Like, I mean, baseball, they sped it up recently. So the other thing about all of this, like, I get to hang out with my boys during football season
Hmm.
and just have a good time. So that's actually, we probably spend more time talking to each other
Yeah.
than we actually do watching the game, right? And so that's what's dope about it. It's not just the sport itself, but it's the camaraderie, and
Okay.
the fellowship with your people.
This makes sense to me because that's what I like about baseball. But frankly, if you're going to a baseball game, the weather's probably nicer than if you're going to a football game most of the time.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
okay, fascinating. And then you also said it's the ultimate team sport. What makes that different from, say, basketball, where you also have a team?
Well, basketball, well, I'm like a old man, like get off my lawn person when it comes to basketball.
Hmm.
I don't really like a lot of the newer players and the style of play.
Jamal
So
Bowman,
like you could be on the
conservative. You heard it here first.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a concern. I'm an old man. Get off my lawn when it comes to like new age basketball. I'm a big like Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, old school guy. But on basketball, you could take plays off. Like you could be lazy
Yeah.
and like not impact. I mean, you could be lazy and get away with it. Whereas in football, if you're lazy, you'll get your leg broken. Like
Jesus.
you can't slack at all. Like you got to be full speed every time you do anything on the football field, or you're gonna get hurt.
Wait, so what's your team?
The Ravens, Baltimore
Okay.
Ravens.
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know what I
Mostly because
expected,
of
and not the
Lamar.
Ravens.
Mostly because of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Someone said a full speed collision sport that involves an insane amount of strategy in between downs necessitates the break between plays. That makes sense, but also like I'm sure there is a lot of strategy. I mean, we saw that like insane play at the end
There's
of the
way more
Bears game.
strategy. Yeah, it's way more strategy than the other sports, and it's not even close.
Okay, but what about baseball, which is like basically a sports analogy to chess?
Nah, no, it ain't.
Oh my
How
god.
is it? How is that?
This is like a thing people often talk about this about how it's like the most like strategy based sport. I feel like football
What?
is yeah. Am I crazy, Asha? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I feel like football.
I have to know.
Football is so
I have to watch
complicated.
sports,
Baseball
yo.
isn't that complicated.
Baseball's not that complicated. It's like backgammon. Like backgammon's not. I love backgammon. Baseball is backgammon. Uh, it's not like that
Which is way
complicated, but
different
it
than
takes.
chess.
Hey,
Which is way
this is
different than chess,
anti-Palestinian
though.
racism. This is anti-Palestinian racism, and I will not stand for
What are we
it.
talking about?
It's the
What
oldest
are we
game in the
talking
world. This
about?
is what you learn when you're a little Palestinian girl and your grandfather only does one thing, and it's play backgammon. I'm going to pull
What?
that card. So,
So wait a minute.
backgammon.
No, I had a backgammon set in my crib when I was growing up. I played backgammon. I know the game. I played that game. It's not chess though. Chess is a whole different.
I'm saying they're both.
It's a
I
whole
don't play
different
chess.
game.
I'm saying that's what other people say. I'm comparing it to backgammon. You know what? I'm trying to do a bit here, and everyone's shitting on me, and I don't like it. So we're not going to play
All right,
Madden next
we'll
time. You're
get
going to have to
to.
play new Madden on Steam. We're not going to get the Xbox. We're not going to download the old Madden. I'm here to try to make comparisons, and no one cares about me. Thank you. Someone says, "What the hell is backgammon? Sounds delicious." Get out of here. Are you reading anything lately?
But you just taught me something. I didn't realize that backgammon is a Palestinian game. Is
It
that
comes
true?
from the Arabs. Yeah. My people.
It
It's the oldest
does.
board game in the world. Yeah. I often tell this story. My grandfather and I used to just play it all the time. He had Alzheimer's, and he would play with me and then cheat, and then I would call him out because I do that, and then he would pretend he was sundowning, and then when the family would come over and yell at me and be like, "He has Alzheimer's. You can't be getting mad at him
Holy
for
cow!
cheating." They would walk away, and then he would wink at me, and then just keep cheating again. But yeah, like all
Good
old
for
Arab
him.
men do is
Good
play
for him.
backgammon.
Wow, how did I not know this?
Yeah, it's the old, like we have all these beautiful like backgammon sets that are like pre-Nakba in my grandmother's house, and
No, but I swear to God, like I used to play this as a kid with my family, with my mom. Like, why would my black family have this in our home? And one of the things I've been doing, and Corey and I have been doing this a lot, we've been trying to bridge the gap between the black experience here and the Palestinian experience in Palestine.
yeah.
And we never thought about backgammon. So gotta include that.
Yeah, it's a yet another thing. I think it's one of the. It's like it has older like forms. I think it was called like or something in like a billion years ago. But someone said we need a cat teacher's backgammon stream. I'm gonna be way too mean for that. We can't. I will lose when people see me play backgammon against someone. I used to hustle it when I was like 15. And I'd live in the mountains, and there'd be old dudes playing backgammon. And I'd be like, I don't know how to play this. Can we bet $10? And then it'd be great. Anyways, fascism. We're done with our sports break.
Sports
It's
game
our sports break where
segment.
I just got yeah exactly. Back to fascism. I don't know. How do you feel hope?
Because of you and people like you. It's to make a decision to run for office and to stick with it. It's a big deal, yo. Like it's a lot, man. Like
We don't talk
when
about how
I
hard it is.
listen, man, that's what I'm saying. Like I just finished a book. I'm trying to self-publish it this year, so stay tuned on that. But there's sections of the book when I write about like my decision to run for office and what I went through as I ran for office. And it's just like, you know, obviously we all, we want to do our part and we feel we could change the world. So we go do this thing, right? Or we have this idea to do this big thing. And it it's a lot to make that decision, right? And so many people have asked me, are you going to run again? You're going to run again? You're going to run? And my first answer is like, hell no. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I'm not running again. At least not right now. In the future, maybe, but not right now. But what gives me hope is like Zoran, Katie, Junaid, in the district next to yours, and like all of the. I mean, I get calls from people like you from all over the country. Like I had someone call me from Nebraska, like running for some race in Nebraska. I'm like, Nebraska? Ain't even no black people in Nebraska. But I got a bunch of people reaching out. I got a bunch of people reaching out to me, wanting my advice, wanting my support, wanting my help. And that's just inspiring, yo. Like it's funny. It took me running for office for me to have a deeper love for this country. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because as a black man, I'm always, I'm very sensitive, right? Because I know what my ancestors went through and I know what we still go through today. But like to have complete strangers, donate $5 to my campaign, or like knock on the door for me, or, you know, make a call for me. And they're not doing it for me, they're doing it for the democracy, for
Yeah.
us. Like they really care. So it's that stuff that gives me hope. Like Alex Preddy, like when he put his body in front of that woman who they were assaulting, right, and recording, he was exercising and displaying like what it means to be a human, like what it means to be an American citizen. And for him to lose his life to that, it's fucking heartbreaking, like on the level that words can't even describe. But that gives me hope that person, that he did that for a complete stranger,
Yeah.
you know
Holy
it's,
cow.
so that stuff gives me hope.
Yeah. I think same here. Also just like you saying, complete strangers getting involved in shit like this. I'm sure you also had the same thing where when I first, before launching, was told this is gonna be like, huh? Oh, sorry. Okay, there we go. Can you hear me better, Asha?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Um, always tech issues here. Um, but I had people be like, "This is going to be so hard," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be hard, but it'll be fine. It's really hard." But all the people that have joined are so incredible. Today I was knocking doors and had someone answer who like had never met me before and was like, "I can't wait to vote for you. Please deliver a yard sign, and how can I help?" And that's just, and it's like not about me, it's about what we're building here and like the
Yeah.
resistance we've had together. And it's, someone just said in the chat, it's gut wrenching but empowering, and I think that's um exactly right.
Yeah, but yes to all of that. And you know first of all, you got to win. So, you still got several weeks. So make sure everybody listening to this, watching this, tell a friend and tell a friend. We got to do whatever we can, everything in our power to make sure you win. I know you've been doing some creative things around fundraising, like with your streaming and all those things. And that's awesome. And I hope you crack the code on that. But the process, so I did call time, right? The
Yeah.
process of doing call time and constantly doing call time, that by itself breaks people and breaks campaigns, right?
Yes.
But but and everybody hates it. But like it's really useful for some really important things, right? Like one, you're sharing your message over and over and over again with complete strangers. And so that helps you to sharpen your message, right?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, the people you're on the phone with, they are they have questions and they have ideas and they have comments, right? And you have to practice listening and responding in real time to those questions and to those comments and to those ideas. So those two things are very, very important. Three, you meet people who really want to help you, like not just with fundraising, but with other stuff. And they'll connect, they'll do a fundraiser for you. They'll do a meet and greet for you. They'll connect you to their friend and so, and then four, like it just, you build like emotional callus as you do it, because you sit there for 3 4 hours and you might get 5 people pick up the phone in 4 hours, so
Right.
all you're doing is leaving messages. And that requires like a mental
Holy cow.
toughness and a discipline that is transferable to other aspects of the campaign. And so, and this, I'm only talking about call time. I'm not even talking about
Yeah.
the fun stuff, which a lot of, get into the field and talk to people. People love to do that. Like that's the fun. Or go to a rally or something cool. But it's a grind. Like all of it together is a grind, yo. And so, again, to have people like you and others running, it gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think That's I never looked at call time through that lens. I still think it's awful and that we should have publicly funded elections, but it is nice to find silver linings.
I agree.
For those who are watching, if you we talk about it a little bit at the top of streams sometimes, but not as much as we did when we first started this. The reason we did this is because call time, which is literally when you sit in a room for, sometimes people do it, especially if they're not an elected official yet, for like 6 hours a day, and call people and ask for money and ask people to donate to the campaign. And it's, everyone hates it. Like the people getting the calls hate it. The people doing the calls hate it. It's incredibly draining. You're leaving so many voicemails. And whenever you ask folks, why do I have to do this? And the answer is, well, it's what you have to do. And that's the only answer really you get. I appreciate that you came up with other silver linings there, because that's literally the first time anyone has given me an answer besides it's what you have to do. And so we started doing this. And to be honest, like I have a large platform already. And so this was more attainable for us. Like this isn't something that people can copy right now everywhere, but we are hoping that it at least shows that there are alternatives and that we can make it something that other people can do, and then hopefully get to the point where we have publicly funded elections. I don't know. That's my thought.
100% agree with all of that. Yeah, man, but like the relational, and that's what I focused on, the relational part of it. And also because when you then go to a living room in a meet and greet and give your stump speech, like you want your shit to be sharp, like it got to be on point, right? And so anyway, there's always, when I was training to be a principal, that we had this phrase, you're responsible for your own learning. So you take away the good from whatever it is you're going through.
Yeah.
You learn from it, and then you keep it moving.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate having you on tonight. Do you have any parting words or anything you want to plug, or I don't know, anything?
Yes. Donate to Kat's campaign. Sign up for a phone bank to help Kat win on March 17th and get out the vote. Early voting begins next week, so let's do that. Knock on some doors in the freezing cold.
It's fun, I promise.
It's worth it. Yeah, it's fun, we promise. And I'm gonna be out. Fingers crossed, God willing, I'll be out there on the 17th to celebrate your victory. And everyone listening, watching, stay on the ass of your elected officials to make sure they are standing up for working people, period. Like, silence is complicit. Every elected official needs to be fighting back against this fascist nation that we have right now. And so keep fighting, y'all.
Fuck yeah, man. Thank you so much for just being emblematic of what we all deserve in our leaders. Thank you so much for coming on, Jamaal.
No. Appreciate you. Peace and love. Let's go win.
Have a good night, man.
Bye.
Truly the best. God, he rocks so hard.
He's so cool.
I have some donors to shout out, y'all. Donovan F., Scotty S., Louis T., Greg S., Jose P., Jennifer D., Will T., Mark B. Wow, those all rhymed. Edwin R., Amelia E., Geimer C., Aditi M. Once again, if we ever mispronounce your name, please let us know in the chat and we will correct that. Donato G., John J., Daniel S., Steve B., Terrence L., Drew E., Lazaro M., Raphael M., and Joel R. Thank you so much for your donations. Also, we have the rest of the stream. Sorry, just pulling stuff up. What do you want to do tonight, Asha?
Whatever you desire.
Amazing.
Anything. I also, just so you know, Hovercast is broken.
Cool.
I can get it to fix, so I'm doing it manually.
Okay.
So just tell she could be nice to me.
Everyone be nice to Asha. Hovercast is having some issues, so she is manually entering all of your donations. So please, if people are not nice to Asha, we'll ban you.
This is true.
And that just goes for anything. Everyone has to be nice to Asha all the time, no matter what's happening.
Holy cow.
am looking at the chat. Chat, what do we want to do tonight? What are we getting more? I think it was the poop guy.
Oh, Poop Man.
Poop man, not Diaper King. Come on,
Okay.
come on, Mark. We can. Oh, we had people asking at the beginning about the Tribune thing, so let's talk about it. I am going to play the video on this side, and then I am going to get some more orange juice, and I'll be right back. And so you'll just see an empty chair for approximately 2 minutes and 11 seconds. My name is Kat Abou-Ghazaleh. Right now, so today the Chicago Tribune editorial board, which is not the Chicago Tribune, it is the editorial board, which is written by editorials written several times a week, saying different takes. The New York Times has one of those too. Oh my God, Jacob, in the fucking Twitch chat. Everyone say boo Jacob in the chat. Thank you.
We can play Rocket League.
Yeah, we have to get the game. I don't have any money.
What did you say?
So we had there was this endorsement interview for the Chicago Tribune editorial board, and I didn't go. Instead, I knocked doors, and the reason is because we want to build a coalition on this campaign, but we also want to make sure that coalition aligns with our values. So I will just let Kat from earlier this morning talk while I get some more orange juice. Right now, the Chicago Tribune editorial board is interviewing candidates for their endorsement, which I will not be seeking. My name is Kat Abou-Ghazaleh. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois, and while I care deeply about local endorsements and coalition building, I also want to make sure that coalition reflects my values. And while I could give a long-winded explanation about why I'm not seeking the Tribune editorial board's endorsement, I think it's more helpful if I just read some of their headlines from the past year. From the Free Press to CBS, Barry Weiss's principles are stellar journalistic ideals. Greg Bovino should heed the advice of Susie Wiles if he won't listen to ordinary Chicagoans. Somalis should be welcome in America, but not those who commit crimes en masse. Is centrism in the Democratic Party dead? We hope not. And Democrats are doubling down on vulgar language. To what end? That one was about me because I said Democrats should grow a fucking spine. I know, I'm evil. I also want to note that I am an avid reader of the Chicago Tribune, and that both as a citizen and a journalist, I really appreciate the hard work the reporters there do. Some of the best journalism in the country is done by Tribune writers. But an editorial board is not journalism. In fact, editorial boards like the Tribune's often diminish the actual journalism that goes on at these publications. More often than not, ed boards are used to mainstream right-wing talking points under the guise of... I'll pause this so we can read some of them.
Holy cow.
Essentially, in this meeting, I'd be asking for an endorsement from a positive change for Venezuela, but a diminishment of U.S. moral authority for years to come. Charlie Kirk's legacy should be a new American commitment to free speech and debate. Why is CPS treating charter and private schools like liquor stores? Should we worry about American women having fewer kids? Unionizing Uber and Lyft drivers may speed up their robotic replacement. And what Justice Amy Coney Barrett's words on disagreement can teach us. Radical centrism. This is literally how we got Barry Weiss. I am very proud of the coalition we built on this campaign, including the Sunrise Movement, If Not Now Chicago, the Justice Coalition, State Representative Abdul Nasser Rashid, and the Nurses Union. And we are working hard to broaden that coalition. But I think it's important that when it comes to these traditions, like editorial board endorsements, that we reevaluate whether they're necessary, and also be realistic. They were not going to endorse me, and that's fine. That's democracy. They have plenty of candidates to choose from. And on our side, we want to make sure that the support we are building is in line with our campaign's message. Which is why right now I am knocking doors in a -1 degree wind chill. So on that note, I wish all of my fellow candidates the best of luck in their endorsement process, and I can't wait to see what the Ed Board writes next. Sorry, I'm eating a chip. So yeah, we sent our press secretary, Ramiro, to go say something very similar to the Chicago Tribune editorial board on my behalf. He is fantastic. We love Ramiro in this house. Hi, Ramiro, if you're watching this. Someone said you wouldn't run a negative campaign, and I don't think this is negative. I think that it is just the truth. And it's also not just that I don't think their values align with ours. I think it's the other way around too. I don't want to waste people's time when I know, sorry, I meant negative temperature. Haha. but we have consistently, we have this idea that, well, this is how we've always done things, or this is how the tradition is done. You have to go to these types of interviews or these types of outlets or these types of whatever it may be. And at a certain point, we just have to ask ourselves, do we? I really want to get to a point where elections and campaigns are about doing what you believe and not just what you think that you're expected to do. So yeah. What did you say, Asha?
Nothing, don't mind me.
I'll always find you. Thank you, Lazaro M, for $10. Are you manually entering all their names too?
I was, but not. Yes.
That's crazy. Asha, W Asha in the chat.
But now maybe it's updated. I don't know what's going on.
I almost just drank this salsa instead of the orange juice.
Oh, it's finally catching up. Sorry, guys. You're about to see a backlog of donuts.
You're about to see a backlog of donuts if you couldn't hear. Additionally, we have APAC in our race. I am very interested to see what the attack ads that reportedly are going to come out soon.
Are they reportedly coming out?
Yeah,
I will
probably
watch
in the
that
next week or
stream.
two. Stream, drop what you think our attack ads are going to be in the chat against us. Can you ask Catherine if we can show ours?
Yeah.
Specifically because we're focusing on scheduling for a very fun thing. What else is going on today? I feel like I've been going nonstop since like 8 a.m. And like, thank you. Which doesn't sound like a lot. That just sounds like a work day. But I don't know. Campaigns built different. Chat, what do we want to do tonight? Do we want to play a game? Do we want to talk about something specific? Do we want to scream into the void? Do we want to have Asha stare into the camera?
I can do it.
She'll do it for an hour and a half. What are the game selections, Kat? Okay, we can do...
Holy cow.
Thank you, Beck A, for $50. I feel like I need to be in the mood to play Stray. What about Stardew Mining? Can I just make a unilateral decision? Put Asha on to just talk about D&D for 90 minutes? Absolutely. She'd be great at that. We're going to play Stardew. Also, Ethan, I know someone brought in a cool controller for me. Where is that? That was like months ago. It was after the indictment. I don't know if that was a joke or not when you texted it to me, but I think that'd be sick. Someone said, yo, I have an idea. What's your idea? All right, guys, drop your questions in the chat. We are, our web react bar is completely down. Uh-oh.
Holy cow.
Sorry, guys.
Someone said y'all could play Baldur's Gate 3. I have to buy that. And right now, difficult. Just being real. What's this game about? Stardew is a lovely little game. It's a little farming sim slash... there's like mining and stuff. It's a good time. Play it.
I didn't know there was like plot until recently.
Yeah, there's a whole plot. Did you not play Stardew?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I play Stardew, but not like well. You know what I mean? I have like 6 hours in it.
I got you.
Okay, I'm back to doing it because I played yesterday.
When you get to the Capitol, what do you think you can do to restore checks and balances and reevaluate executive power? Fantastic question. Democratic reform is a very is a huge priority for myself and for our. I'll answer the narcolepsy question in just a sec. Tell your fiance hi. So first off, we need to have a binding code of ethics for members of Congress, for the Supreme Court, for the executive branch. Additionally, we need to have public financing of campaigns because it A, means that running for office is more accessible for everyone. It also means that we are able to not just have campaigns be reliant on who knows the richest people or who's already rich. And good chats. And we also need to just really ensure that we have consequences. Like, we put out this ad that says prosecute ICE because abolishing ICE isn't enough. I think so many of the worst actors in our government do so because they know that they aren't going to suffer any consequences. And we can't just get through with any more piecemeal legislation or any half measures when it comes to how we treat those who do wrong against their fellow man. Finally, I also think that we need to ensure that the House Oversight Committee isn't used for culture war bullshit. I would love to serve on the House Oversight Committee as someone that covered the right for a living. There are so many cases where the Republican Party uses this as a way to bully teachers and schools and individuals who are just standing up for their rights or their fellow human beings' rights. That's not okay. And I think that one of the issues with the Democratic Party in its current form is the lack of creativity when it comes to solutions and addressing the threat of fascism. We could be, in terms of checks and balances, like, even if we want to pass progressive legislation, even if we get the Senate, you still have the president as it is and the Supreme Court as a farce as it is. And we need to be sure that we are spending more time doing anything besides passing the Republicans' extremist evil agenda. So if that means breaking quorum, that means breaking quorum. Is it polite? No. I think we are past manners and democratic norms or whatever the hell we're supposed to uphold instead of our actual lives. Someone said that their fiance has recently been diagnosed with narcolepsy and they heard chatter about me having that. Yeah, so I've had narcolepsy since I was about 11. I was diagnosed when I was 18. I try to be really open about my disability because there are very few disabled members of Congress, or at least openly disabled. Disability rights are an absolute travesty in the United States, and I think that we need to have diversity of backgrounds in Congress, and that includes when it comes to disability. That includes when it comes to jobs. That includes when it comes to income, when it comes to race, gender, sexuality, ethnicity, age. And so I try to be really open about it. It's basically, for those who don't know, it's a brain disorder it just means that your brain doesn't make the chemicals that keep you awake as well as it does for other people. Mine is very well managed. I take medication for it. I have a lot of habits that I built over the past decade and a half, but it's still a reality. About half of America lives with a chronic illness of some sort, or at least openly lives with a chronic illness of some sort. That number is probably higher, but a lot of people don't get diagnosed because they can't afford to go to the doctor. I think that if we treat accessibility and accommodations the same way that we treat glasses, we would have not just a spiritually and psychologically better society, but also an economically better one. One of the common issues you'll hear in the disability rights space is the fact that disability benefits are almost impossible to access without losing all of your income. Like, you can't get those benefits unless you are living under the poverty level. And so a lot of these companies want to hire disabled people, especially in work from home jobs or jobs with accommodations, but they can't because of the way our disability benefits are structured. So if we stop approaching this from an austerity point of view and instead approach this from a way of just trying to make sure that people have what they need so they can live their best life, then we are not just helping folks, we're also ensuring that our society is stronger as a whole. If you have any more questions, please drop that in. Someone also had a great question in the Twitch chat. How would you reach cynics who think both parties are beyond redemption? Look, I get it. I 100% get it. I have been criticized for criticizing Democrats too much, and the reason I talk openly about the changes I think we need in the Democratic Party is that we're supposed to be the opposition, and I think the most democratic thing, big D and small d thing we can do is holding our own party accountable. If we truly want a better world, then we have to ensure that the people who say they want that better world too are actually fighting for it instead of just saying the words and not actually doing anything about it. I often tell people, don't listen to what I say, watch what I do. And so one of the ways that we have reached a lot of folks who have never voted before is that we use our office as a mutual aid hub. We try to use our events as ways to help the community. And people say, well, I didn't really know that you could actually just take action without asking for permission first. You know, I was the first person in my race to launch my campaign. I didn't wait in line. I didn't ask for permission. I just did it. And the same goes for the way that we have the way that we've operated our campaign. So I think that one of the best ways that we can restore faith in the system, not in any party, because I don't think that we should be loyal to a specific party. It shouldn't be our identity. Parties are man-made structures. Our morals are intrinsic. Is that we take those actions. Do you want to go full tilt with legislation instead of quiet incremental steps? Yes, I think incrementalism is part of the reason that we're here in the first place. I want essentially what is a Marshall Plan for our government. I think that we need to be pouring money into housing, healthcare, education, climate policy. You know, Green New Deal can be used as a buzzword, but if we look at it from the point of the fact that all of these impact each other and that we live in, not referring Ezra Klein here, in a land of abundance, in the richest country in the world, and that we can have things be better, we don't have to take these small steps. We could instead, that's all we've been doing. And what if we try something else? That's my approach. I think that what we've been doing obviously isn't working. And I am sick of this idea, well, maybe if we got more moderate, i.e. move to the right, that things will be better. No, we keep trying that and it keeps making things worse. So yeah. Someone asked, is there a good way to confront people who call Kat a carpetbagger? For those who don't know, carpetbagger is a term that originated after the Civil War. Now it's used to refer to people who move to a place to run for office. And I've been accused of this because I wasn't born in Chicago. This is where like my family immigrated, but I also don't want people to vote for me for that reason. So I don't talk about it a ton, except pretty much just in this context. You know, if where I was born is the number one issue for folks, they have lots of candidates to choose from. But I moved here with my partner when he got a new job here. This has always been like the foundation for my family. And I think one of the most fantastic things about Chicago is that it's where so many people are moving because it's safe for climate refugees that already exist in our own country, for reproductive access, for queer rights. And I think that we need to be recognizing that, you know, if part of the problem of what this administration is doing is that they're counting on us to not take action. And our campaign is about taking action right now. And I welcome skepticism. I think you should be skeptical of anyone asking for power, and running for office is inherently doing that. And there are so many folks who, when I launched my campaign, were like, I will never vote for you. And now are some of our most vocal and excited supporters. Like I said, don't listen to what I say, watch what I do. The reason that I've been asked why do you run in this district, and I wish I had like some sexy, evil answer for it that made me sound cool. But the reality is Ben and I wanted to live in like Andersonville or Rogers Park because it's a great place to live. Anyone who lives here knows that. It's one of the most diverse places in the country. So yeah, those are my answers probably. Drop your questions in the chat. People in phone banking today were really interested in your live streaming and public fundraising. That's awesome. For those who don't know, you can phone bank for us. You don't even have to live in Illinois. You can be anywhere and help us phone bank. And it is a fantastic way to reach people. If you're like, oh, I would never answer the phone, this doesn't work. Guess what? It does. We just had office hours where we literally had someone show up and say, I was reached out to via phone bank and I was interested, so I came here, and the person that phone banked and invited them there was actually at our office hours. So they got to be friends in real time. So please help us phone bank. You can do that through our Discord, discord.gg/catforillinois, or you can go to catforillinois.com/events. And if you do live in the district, we will deliver you a yard sign. That is correct. You can go to catforillinois.com/sign. We will deliver a yard sign free of charge. So help us phone bank if you live in the area. Help us door knock. If you know anyone that lives in the Chicago area, pull out your phone right now. Like, don't even wait. Just right now, text your friends and say, have you heard about this campaign? And can you send it to your friends too? What do you think about the Equal Rights Amendment? Yes. Yeah. If you got an invite to go on Bill Maher's show, would you go? This is so I have always, especially covering the right, I always stress that Democrats should not go on Republican shows unless they know how to handle them. There are very few that do. But if anyone's seen me on Piers Morgan, I think that I'm pretty good at handling it. I don't know what my answer would be. Probably no. But if there's like something very, very stupid that's worth dunking on and also getting attention to a specific thing, like when like being able to uplift a local organization that really needs help, or bringing attention to, you know, ICE in our area, then it might be a different answer. But probably no, because God, just absolutely unbearable to watch. I think part of the problem of our current media ecosystem is how many shows exist just for clips and to dunk on each other. Not even in like a we need to come together way, but just, God, it's unwatchable. And at a certain point, like, we could all be doing better things with our time, even if it would get a lot of attention. Asha's so right. No holy cows. My heart hurts.
Also, Catherine said that we can show the ad and our new lit if people want to see what it
Yes, yes, yes. Can you send them to me? Ask Catherine for the 60 and 30-second cut.
Yes.
We have something so exciting to show y'all. What do you think about the Democratic Party establishment's attacks on other parties' ballot status? I think that it's not good. I think that all parties should be given an ability to be on the ballot. At the same time, I also don't think that the answer is just creating a third party. What I really like is cross endorsements, which we see with organizations like the Working Families Party. I think that in our system, it's really, really difficult to just create a new party. And instead, I'd love to see Congress be a variety of Venn diagrams with different overlap. Yeah, that's my answer. I'm gonna refresh Act Blue just in case that's an issue. Oh, it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it logged out.
Holy cow.
Do you genuinely believe Democrats can still reach across the aisle? My whole thing is I am down to, like, I grew up Republican. My specialty is de-radicalization. I fully understand that there are different points of view, but I think we need to be working towards a common goal, and that's everyone has equal rights and can afford housing, groceries, and healthcare with money left over to save and spend. We can argue about how we get there. We can argue about our goals to get there, but that has to be where we're going. And right now, that's not where a lot of Republicans are at. I have been very open about things that I think that we can promote, such as AI regulation that would be bipartisan legislation without compromising basic human rights. But we have to be realistic about that.
Sent you the 60 and 30 second.
Cool. Before we do that, can you take over for a second?
Yup.
You good?
Yeah.
Hi, chat. For those who don't know me, my name is Asha. I am not Kat, but I can answer. I know Kat loves ranked choice voting. Something she said. Can I say the thing you say about ranked choice? Oh, she's going to the bathroom. Okay, secret. Like, actually, no, never mind. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hi, Hassan viewers. Good to see you in chat. Everybody, please donate at capforillinois.com/stream. Please. There haven't been many holy cows, and I would love to see us reach this little meter, even though it is a little bit of a chiller stream. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get mad and set up. I am just a humble college student, and I cannot procure an Xbox. I will say though, I was Daphne, I'm watching you. Daphne, I have a set of stickers with your name on it, and you never need to donate. Daphne is one of our biggest and earliest volunteers. Thank you. Thank you for saying good luck on my exams. All of my exams are done. They were yesterday and today. I love ranked choice voting, and I love secrets. Yes. Humble is for mortals. DMs are no mortals. Thank you guys so much for all of your kind words on the D&D stream. I can't tell you how much it means to me. It's the craziest thing in the world that I had no idea. We could emulate an older Madden and play it online. So this is the funny thing. Law school? No, mama. I'm an undergrad. Yes. Thank you, Sam H, for $4.20. Nice. I've been repeatedly asking if I could send you guys an Xbox. I sent you a message. Please email me. Asha@catforillinois.com/stream. D&D stream, what did I miss? We played Dungeons & Dragons live on stream. It was super, super awesome. It was the craziest moment of my life. I started playing D&D in college. I'd been watching it since middle school, and then I only found people who were cool enough to play with in college. And we did fight the poop man. This is true. And I was able to DM a one-shot. Thank you, Jeffrey C., for the $32 for my coworkers and for Kat, and it was absolutely magical. Primary voting, the election is March 17th, but early voting starts February 5th. It was... yes, you can talk to me about becoming a YouTube mod. If you have our Discord, please DM me on Discord. I am Asha EB. I have the little staff thing. I had no idea what D&D was, but that was the farthest thing from what I would have guessed. I hope it was entertaining, even though if you didn't know what Dungeons & Dragons was, I hope it was super funny to watch. Which D&D did you watch? I don't remember. I've really searched for the podcast that I watched when I was in middle school, but I really can't find it. I think it must have been early Critical Role. But when I got really into D&D is when I started watching Dimension 20. I've watched every Dimension 20 campaign. I'm watching Gladlands right now, and it's absolutely... I also watched the Yard D&D. Thank you, Matthew O, for $5. The Yard D&D, if there are any Yardigans in here. I'm actually Matt Mercer in disguise. I pull off my skin from my neck like Mission Impossible, and I'm actually wearing one of those masks. And I'm actually Matt Mercer, and it's been a secret. I've been here the whole time. I don't remember any of the names. I'm so sorry. If you ever go to Portland, Oregon, you should check out TBK Brewing. Thank you so much. If I'm ever in Portland, I will do that. But I want to be in Chicago for the rest of my life, I think. Yay.
Thank you, baby.
Yes, of course.
Ooh, you good? Tea? Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. All right, so as real stream heads know, you guys get to know secret stuff before it happens.
Make sure there's no leaks.
Make sure there's no leaks. Shh. So we have another ad, and we're going to be we're going to fundraise to try to get this maybe on Fox News. We'll figure it out. I'm going to show it to y'all. And remember, shh.
Do you recognize anything?
So, this is our new ad. It's very, very serious. Asha, do you have any comments on it?
It's horrifying.
It's horrifying. It's serious. We're going on the attack. Against us. Against ourselves.
Holy cow.
Kat Abu Ghazaleh.
Sorry.
Kat Abu Ghazaleh is the kind of radical Democrat Fox News warned you about. Kat believes you deserve universal health care, groceries, and housing. Pfft, where does she think we are? The richest country on earth? Kat isn't a millionaire. She doesn't take PAC money. She can't even afford health insurance herself. How can she possibly relate to normal, hardworking corporations like you and me? And it gets worse. As a journalist, Kat's reporting helped lead to Tucker Carlson's departure from Fox News. Is that who you want fighting extremists in Washington? Kat claims the Democratic Party should not bow down to Trump or his billionaire friends. Does she think strongly worded letters count as bowing? Kat Abu-Ghazaleh represents a new generation of progressive Democrats working to redefine the party's future, and she plans to do it with her ferocious attack cat by her side. Is this who you want representing us?
I'm Kat Abu-Ghazaleh, and I approve this message. For someone asking if that's Matt Mercer, you bet it fucking is! You bet your fucking ass it is!
fucking ass it is. The voice of Leon Kennedy. Don't fuck with me.
The voice of Gannon. Donate if you love the ad. If you want to see it, we will put it on Fox News if we can raise enough money to do it. Yeah, that's our... We have been working on it for a bit.
And then we just
Go, come in.
Holy cow.
Just fell over. This is like the Brennan thing for me. I was also a huge Critical Role fan. We were emailing with Mr. Mercer for an unspecified reason. And everybody tune in on February 8th. But you have to be here.
But
And Kat was like, wait, ask him if he'd be down. He was so down. He was so lovely to work with.
he like recorded pickups for us and everything.
Oh my God, I felt so bad asking for pickups. I was like, hey. And he was so responsive, so incredible, did such an amazing job. It's absolutely phenomenal. And what's the other thing? We're sending him so much merch as a thank you.
So much merch.
Please. Oh my God.
Is it so good? Can we watch it one more time?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, guys, it's so good. It's so good. I want to get this on Fox News so bad.
it will take so much money.
It will take money, and we need help.
Kat
Donate
Abu-Ghazaleh is the
capital.
kind of radical Democrat Fox News warned you about. Kat believes you deserve universal health care, groceries, and housing. Pfft, where does she think we are? The richest country on earth? Kat isn't a millionaire. She doesn't take PAC money. She can't even afford health insurance herself. How can she possibly relate to normal, hardworking corporations like you and me? And it gets worse. As a journalist, Kat's reporting helped lead to Tucker Carlson's departure from Fox News. Is that who you want fighting extremists in Washington? Kat claims the Democratic Party should not bow down to Trump or his billionaire friends. Does she think strongly worded letters count as bowing? Kat Abu-Ghazaleh represents a new generation of progressive Democrats working to redefine the party's future, and she plans to do it with her ferocious attack cat by her side. Is this who you want representing us?
I'm Kat Abu-Ghazaleh, and I approve this message. Guys,
Kat,
Cinema. Martin Scorsese cinema.
Martin Scorsese cinema.
Martin Scorsese cinema in the Twitch chat.
I'm so excited to air this. But shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. Shh. And remember to like the stream and donate catforillinois.com/stream if you want to see that on TV. I did get health insurance, guys, because my partner finally had re-enrollment, and thank God we live in a state where you don't have to be married to get on your partner's health insurance. But I was uninsured for over a year and was just like, hope I don't get hit by a car. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Also, I don't know why there's like a sound of like wind in my ears. Is it Stardew?
What, sorry?
Oh, it might be Stardew. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Stardew feedback.
Yeah. Okay. Holy cow, guys, it's so exciting.
Holy freaking cow.
You didn't qualify for Medicaid. So I was actually 25 when I got laid off, and navigating the insurance marketplace, because my parents are based in Texas, was a fucking nightmare. And the lowest quote we could get was like $700 a month, and I couldn't afford that. I was freelancing. Because I already have a disability. So even with, like, it would have been even worse without the ACA. Thank you, Angel. You're right there. Thank you. So many drinks up here. Thank you.
So many drinks.
But yeah, it was shitty. But now I have health insurance, and that's nice. But it'd be cool if we didn't have to worry about that and could just like call an ambulance without worrying about going bankrupt. Stardew. How can we maximize stakeholder profit? That's such a good question. Also, Asha, thank you so much for getting me tea. You're so thoughtful. Have you played Terraria? I tried, and it seems really, really, really complicated. Can you ask Catherine how much it costs to run ads on Fox?
Yeah.
Thank you. So we can give the chat an answer. We'll also be trying to raise money for this in other places too, but you guys get to see it first. But remember, don't tell anyone. It's a secret. Was it actually Matt Mercer or was it Asha? How do you know that Asha isn't Matt Mercer?
That was the bit we did.
Oh, I was peeing. Yeah. If not Fox, where else would you run it? I mean, other places. I just think it'd be funny to air it on Fox. I mean, who doesn't love a good bit? Fun fact, this little button right here, add to existing stacks, just automatically puts your stuff in. It took me like 2 years of playing Stardew on and off to learn that, so you're welcome, everyone. I'm trying to remember which chests I have and where they go. Where did I put my seeds? There they are. Guys, my life is so fucking cool. I get to make ads that are... Oh, there's heater in the game, by the way. Mostly the coolest thing, though, is, like, meeting all of y'all and building this really cool thing together. I don't know. I know it sounds corny, but it's just true.
Holy cow!
Love these holy cows, y'all. Good humor. Heater, get out of the snow. Why are you in the snow, baby girl? Heater's been a champ when it comes to getting her ears cleaned by me. She hates it, but she has been dealing with it. Last night when Asha was just over for funsies, I got to clip her nails and clean her ears, but it did sound like I was murdering her. She was very unhappy about it. But she's a good girl. Got my support from Minnesota, just signed up for monthly donations. Thank you so much. A monthly donation is a fantastic way to help the campaign on your own budget. And it allows us to filter in costs so that way we know how much money we have to spend on things. So monthly donations are a great way to help. Thank you. And you guys can donate at catforillinois.com/stream. How is the hand-knitted donation drive going along? It's coming really well. We've had a lot of people ship some stuff, and pretty much those donations get on someone's head or around their neck if it's a scarf, like immediately. It's so sick. We're going to be having another knitting circle this weekend from, I believe, 11 to 1 at the office, and you can come hang out. And if you have any questions for me, please drop by and ask them. I also tell people, and this isn't a joke, if you live in the district or you have friends that live in the district that are super skeptical of me or even said some things that are like kind of mean, look, I get it, it's politics. Tell them to come by and ask me. I'm always happy to talk to folks about any questions or reservations they may have.
Holy cow!
Someone asked if we get YouTube premium payout for YouTube. No, I actually demonetized all of my accounts when I ran for office because I think it's it can be like a nightmare for compliance, but also I don't want any part of our campaign to be behind a paywall. So the only way to donate to the campaign is through catforillinois.com/stream if you're trying to do this and get a shout out too. We have to take down very specific information for the FEC, so please donate there. And also, please don't use joke names because then we have to refund your money because we're trying to follow the law. Would anyone be opposed to me putting on some video game lo-fi in the background? I'll let chat decide. Alright, questions in the chat. Name of the game, Stardew.
Holy cow!
One time 100% in Stardew, which was really satisfying. Get a cat in the bag for heater. I tried getting one of those one time. She did not like it. She was a very unhappy camper. I've just learned that I can kind of like hold her to my chest, and if she tries to squirm out, I don't let her do it. And she acts like she will never trust me again, but she will in a little bit. Heard about you through the most recently Terminally Online episode. I love my Terminally Online friends. It was always fun to go on that. Then I got to see Tommy when I was in town. How's that for volume, y'all?
Holy cow!
Holy cow. Have you played Undertale? I have not. Alright, come here. I'm so excited for Haunted Chocolatier. Do we have a date for that yet? No, someone in chat mentioned it. I mean, you can look it up if you want. It's the same developer as Stardew. Donate at catforillinois.com/stream, y'all. We do these because we think transparency in elections is really important, and that ethical fundraising is also important, so you're not just calling rich people constantly. So you can help us stick to those values by donating at catforillinois.com/stream. Yes, please. Send them to me on Discord. Okay. We got some donations to shout out. Matt B, Daphne K. Asha said she already scolded you, but I'm going to scold you again. Daphne, stop. Sam H, Jeffrey C, Matthew O, Donald A, Matt J, Israel M, Peter E, William B, Robert H, Robert Z, Donald A, Clayton H, Kathleen S, and Steve C. Thank you so much, everyone. Guys, I have a question. Would it be, someone said, I want to apologize for not being able to financially for not being financially able to donate to your campaign, but I'm trying to make a difference by working for a local progressive candidate. That's awesome. That's fantastic. I always tell people if they can't support our campaign financially, no worries. If you could tell your friends, that's great. But just help your neighbor otherwise. Would it be crazy if I played some Balatro? I'm addicted to Balatro. I need someone to say no in the next 10 seconds, or I'll play it. That's not Asha. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm just getting bullied by... Someone said please play Balatro, so 1-1. Okay, we got...
We can do a poll if you
Yeah, let's do a poll. What's your take about the current state of the ACA right now? Do you think it could be reformed to be better? I think the ACA just doesn't go far enough. I think we need a single payer healthcare system that has full vision, dental, mental, and hearing coverage. We can't have any more half measures. It's part of the reason we're in this mess, and we can't be using government funds to enrich insurance companies. Are you allowed to take donations from Canadians? No. You have to be 18 or older and either a permanent resident or American citizen. Asha's fighting for her life over here.
Holy cow!
Thank you, Luke Pete. All right, guys, make sure to include the hashtag. I'll go with what the audience says.
can only vote once.
You can only vote once. Don't even try it.
Holy cow!
I don't see that moving. Mm.
No. Oh wait.
I've gotten really good at Balatro, guys. I've fully beat like multiple packs. Ugh. There are so many things in campaigns that I just can't wait to tell you all about. The new ad was made because of Balatro. Do I have a thought process for that? No, but I want everyone to know if you like the new campaign ad, you have to like Balatro too. It's just how it works. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Peter's also mad at me right now because I haven't fed her because I won't feed her till she'll let me clean her ears because she has an ear infection. And I feel like a bad mom, but sometimes you just have to do what's right. Being a mom's hard, especially to a little orange cat. Well, people have spoken. I love democracy. Asha, you sound like you're gonna cry. You're like, the people have spoken. I have to update my cloud by Xing out of.
It was previously the candidate yours for the minds. Gambling is good for you, actually.
No.
Holy cow!
Guys, come up with a new title for Balatro stream.
Holy cow!
I'm kind of out of it today. I've had a very long day in a good way. It's been a good day. Heater says Kat is evil and to not vote for her. She would never. She would never. Bailing Atro. What does that mean? Cards for Democracy. Bolatro stream? What? Holy Cowatro. Jester maxing, not just for incels.
There we go.
That's good. That's good. Wait, no, I'm the Joker now.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I am muting Balatro music, 1 sec.
Okay, that made me turn my phone.
She's so down about Bellatrix.
Calling it, I'm the Joker. You guys have, they don't get the bit. Can we let chat in on the bit?
I think I've mentioned being the Joker before, but whenever I'm having a bad time, I'm just like, I'm the Joker now, and so we're the Joker now, because Bellatrix has a lot of Jokers in it. We're trying to beat out the yellow deck right now, so I gotta do gameplay. 1 second. Yay. Bilateral. Let's see if it works. Yay! Me queen, yay! I'm always Joker maxing, damn right. I do feel like all of that New York Post bullshit did make me into the Joker temporarily, where I was just like, come on, guys, come on. But we're being the Joker for good. Fucked up. The sounds are really satisfying, right? Do you feel slightly different about Bellatrix now?
I will say, putting it in the context of I'm the Joker now, it changed. Did you last time? Yeah.
Yes. You're laughing. You're stealing the Joker from the incels and you're laughing. Did y'all see the bone smashing discourse from the past week? Do you know what bone smashing is?
Or than just what you were talking about.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Said it was actual stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's something that Clavicular actually does. Yes. What's the strategy to win Bellatrix? That's the strategy. I can put on Bellatrix music, but I do like the Zelda lo-fi better. As much as I love Bellatrix music. I just play Bellatrix when I'm stressed now, and I'm stressed a lot. Make number go up, exactly. I think that's the beautiful thing about Bellatrix, is there's like, you don't have to constantly try to make sure that you're getting all of these different things on shit. You're just making the number get as high as possible. And that's beautiful. All right, drop your questions in the chat. I know we had some that I missed earlier, so if I didn't answer them, I'm sorry. And you can ask them now because we're playing Bellatrix. And that's what life is all about. Shipping timeline on D&D stickers. Any thoughts, Asha?
My task tomorrow. I have your labels printed. They're going in their envelopes tomorrow.
Asha's printing your, it has already printed your labels and they're going in envelopes tomorrow. What is this? There we go. Any Valentine's Day events? We might do a Valentine's Day event. I really want to do a cat adoption drive and call it Constituent Services. And I think what better Valentine than a little kitty? Do you think that drug use or an addiction should be a clinical distinction or criminal? Oh, I think absolutely it is a clinical distinction. And one of the cruelest things we've done as a country is the insistence that we that we criminalize addiction and that we punish people for possessing drugs rather than trying to focus on the societal issues that lead to drug addiction in the first place. How would you describe your media appearances on panels such as CNN? Don't really know what that means, but if I can come up with an adjective, I will. Awesome, cool, bass as hell. Yeah, they do my bangs really, really well. Shout out to the CNN hair team. They deliver when I'm there because that's their job. And obviously the most important thing of anything. No, every time that we go on those, I try to really make sure that I have a game plan to make a difference for people. For instance, like when we went on there a couple months ago, it was when the Broadview protests were starting. We tried to stress, like, this is happening. This is the reality of it. And, it's easy to just write these things off and say that they're not actually happening, but they are. And so we really tried to communicate that. I live in a very red area. What advice do you have for getting progressive programs, policies, activities started, going, supported? So the reality is that progressive policies are popular across the board. Like everyone or most people want the same thing, and that's for them and their loved ones to have a safe and happy life for everyone in their life. And that's not really that radical, but we treat it as if it is because we want to pit people against each other. So what I really try to stress is that when you're talking about these progressive policies, it's easy to be like, oh, your guy got us here. But if someone is trying to engage in good faith, I really encourage you to be like, hey, this sucks, right? Not like this sucks because of your guy, just this sucks. And usually the answer will be like, yeah, this blows. And trying to frame things not in like, this sounds kind of simple, but it is harder than it seems. Don't be annoying. Like, a lot of us want to talk about theory. We want to talk about a bunch of, papers and research and all of these things. But I think what it really comes down to is us being able to say, I think that we should have school lunches for kids, because don't you want your kid to be fed at school? And most people would say yes. It's only when it's framed in a right-wing context that people are turned against those ideas. Thoughts on actually reforming the Democratic Party? Yes, I have lots of thoughts on that subject. I think a lot of it comes from public pressure and being able to actually hold your own party accountable. Damn it, I meant to do the two things on there. It's uncomfortable, but if we're not holding our own party accountable, then how can we expect to hold other parties accountable? How can we be expected to hold this administration accountable? And so one of the cruelest tricks that we've played on ourselves, or that the ruling class has played on us, is this idea that vote blue no matter who, because if you don't, then everything will get worse. Meanwhile, everything is getting worse, and we're just expected to tolerate it. And I think a lot of us are sick of it. But maybe I'm crazy. Someone said treatment before prison or treatment in prison. Before prison. I don't think anyone should be in prison for drug addiction. Like, it's just that simple. And they also said libraries for prisoners, education in prison, training of cats and dogs in prison, actual rehabilitation in prison. Absolutely. I think one of the coolest programs that we've seen in prisons that isn't just punitive is the use of cats and dogs to A, transition people into a normal life, and B, because it's also oftentimes some of the only exposure in this very brutal system that we've created to gentleness and kindness, which everyone deserves. I very, very, very much support programs like that, and I think we need more of them. And I think that we need federal funding for them as well. I think that we should be using prisons as a way to educate folks, especially when the system has let them down so much. Anyone can have horrible circumstances mount and mount and mount to the point that things get to their worst position. And yeah, not just slave labor programs, absolutely. And so what if instead we tried to abolish private prisons? That is a necessity for any moral society. But B, like someone just said in chat, if you're not actually helping prisoners, you're just it's wasting money on a revenge program. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. Where'd music go? Can y'all hear the music?
Yeah, they can hear the music.
I can't hear the music. Oh, that's because I turned it down on my computer. That's on me. Silly question, but are prison libraries private, or are they able to borrow books from community libraries? I actually don't know the answer to that. I try to be very comfortable with saying when I don't know the answer to something. I don't. I imagine that I would hope that there are ways to have public infrastructure there, but someone says we donate to prison libraries, so hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, abolishing private prisons needs to be a necessity. And prisons, we incarcerate more people than any country in the world, and we waste so much money punishing people for a system that has failed them at every turn. It's a disgrace. When I was a Girl Scout my entire life. I was a senior scout when I was in high school. I was on the girl member for the board of directors in the Southern Arizona Girl Scouts, which is where I was living at the time. And I am very pro Girl Scout. There are obviously flaws in any system, but Girl Scouts teaches girls a lot about financial literacy. It teaches them a lot about like basic skills that everyone should have. And I think that the cookie program is actually really empowering. But in Southern Arizona, there were a lot of really cool programs that we spent most of our budget on, such as helping girls that were in juvenile detention connect with their mothers, or in the foster system connect with their mothers. And I think that just rocks so hard. And oh, I'm about to lose this, and that's okay. And would love to see more of those, not just funded by private institutions like the Girl Scouts, but instead by the government itself. Like, just because you are in prison doesn't mean that you should never be able to see your child again. How cruel have we gotten? Dang it. Don't you think that wealth extraction from private prisons should be made illegal? Absolutely. Like, look, private prisons are disgusting. It's the fact that they exist in the first place is just one of the most disgusting things our country has ever created. Okay, I'm about to lose in the first round because I wasn't locked in enough. That's embarrassing. Someone said cool about the Girl Scouts, didn't know that. Yeah, so the Girl Scouts have a lot of really, really cool programs besides just the cookie program. One was for the Southern Arizona Council, we had something called Baby Camp. So for teen moms who needed to learn skills on how to take care of their kids, they would be brought up to the Girl Scout camps in the mountains and would learn about basic caretaking skills. And, oh, did Hassan just get banned? Again? Someone just asked in the chat, did Hassan get banned? I don't know. I've been here. You guys know what I've been doing. But Baby Camp was really helpful to make sure that girls had what they need. It also made sure that that they had a support system in place, which is really incredible. Additionally, we had a program for girls in the foster system, one for girls that were in juvenile detention, one for girls whose mother was in, who had incarcerated mothers, and so that way they could still see their mom. And create those skills with her, which I just think is really lovely. Oop, that's unfortunate about the ban. Hopefully it'll get overturned, right? Yeah. Do you have any ideas for how to close the gap between someone not qualifying for disability because they can work select jobs that accommodate them appropriately and realistically being able to find a job that fits their requirements? Okay, so I have a very controversial take on here. What if we just stopped means testing? Like, what if people just had what they need? Once again, we live in a country of abundance. I'm not plugging Ezra Klein right now. We are able to support more than just the richest. And my Y button's stuck. Oh no. Than the richest in our society. And I think it's disgusting that we act as if anything else is possible. It's just like the idea that being able to support people with a down payment for their house is an investment of the future, which is one of the few things that I thought was a really good idea from the Harris campaign and was presented really well. But also it's the same for disability benefits. Like, a lot of people want to hire disabled people who wouldn't qualify for their benefits after if they get a job. And so what if instead of just punishing them for having a disability in the first place, we are realistic about the society that we do live in? I don't know. I've gotten shit for just saying, look, we do have enough money for this, but guys, we do. Like, we are the richest country in the world. We absolutely do. And the fact that we pretend we don't is disgusting. I think a lot about when Zoran was talking about his free bus program and how a lot of people did qualify for a program that would allow them to have free transit, but they didn't want to go through all of the hoops that they'd have to jump through just to be able to get that program. And so once they realized they could just hop on the bus and they didn't have to jump through those hoops, they said, oh my God, I'm like, ridership skyrocketed. I don't know. I just think we make things way too hard when they don't have to be. I often say we deserve good things and we don't have to settle. And I know that sounds like a Pollyanna-ish idea, but it's true. And I think, I grew up conservative, and a big part about means testing is like, well, we don't want people abusing the system. And the truth is that, if someone could be helped, if they could be helped, and we are voluntarily not doing that because 1 out of 10 people will abuse the system, I would rather have that one person abuse the system than have 9 people who can't be helped. And oftentimes, it's not abusing the system. It's just existing. I remember we had someone who came in and picked up a lot of coats from our office. And we had a very well-meaning volunteer who was like, hey, almost stopped them. And we said, hey, it's fine. Just go ahead and take them. We don't know your situation. And the reality is they were picking those up for a senior center that had a bunch of people who didn't have coats for the winter. And they were taking like 20 coats, but those went to help 20 people. And I think that's really freaking cool. But they wouldn't have been able to do that if we were just operating by this idea that you have to have every single thing that you're doing monitored to make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I don't know your reasons, and if you need help, I am here to give it to you. Donate at catforillinois.com/stream. God, this is like my favorite Joker in the world. Besides myself, because I'm the Joker now. Drop your questions in the chat. Let us know your questions here. That's my song. I become way more capable of playing Balatro and talking to people at the same time, by the way. Oh shit, that's a straight flush. That's my straight up. Yeah, okay. Damn it, I didn't mean to hit discard. Sorry. I hope that wasn't loud. Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna punch a hole in the wall. We're talking about UBI in the chat. Yeah, absolutely. We actually, one of our first streams was talking with constituents Pete and Juan about a guaranteed income program in Chicago, which gives people just straight up cash, because that is one of the best ways that you can lift people out of poverty. And I think that there are a lot of really interesting things that we can do with UBI. I think where I would want to start is with families, especially with guaranteeing income for stay-at-home parents, and also ensuring that they have their own social security safety net that's not dependent on their partner. A lot of people stay in bad relationships because they fear that they won't be able to support themselves. And so I think we should be uplifting those people as well. Are you building relationships with people who will be working with you when you win? Yeah, we've reached out to every public official that we can reach through their personal email, because you can't reach out to government emails. And we try to reach out to as many people as we can. And, you know, I think a lot of people didn't expect us to have this much momentum. I mean, we did, but it's really exciting what we're building. And so now more folks are reaching out and saying like, hey, let's get coffee, which is really exciting too. Do I have no spades? No, it's fine. How much longer will we be streaming? Another 30 minutes. Donate at capforillinois.com/stream. We're only at 1,300 guys. Don't you want to see that ad on TV? I want to see it. Oh yeah, I'll do that just a sec. Yay! I also want to see Heater on TV. Guys, Heater will only get our big break if we could put this ad up. And also thank you to everyone who saw our Prosecute ICE ad and shared it and put it online, tagged us. We thought it cut to the point, and we wanted to make sure that we reached as many people as possible. So if you saw that and highlighted it, thank you very much. How do you all feel about these streams in general too, by the way, guys? Like, I think that, you know, we've been going on for what, 4 months now? Yeah, since September. I mean, we've been thrilled with them. 5. We've been thrilled with them. We've been really excited, but like, I don't know, from your perspective as someone watching them, how do you feel? Wait, I'm on the front page of the Chicago Tribune. Uh-oh.
Wait, for real?
I don't know. Someone said that they saw that. Ruh-roh.
Was it indictment?
It might have been indictment. I like the streams because they give me, oh, wait, let me shout out some donors real quick. They give me an opportunity to do things that I like and talk to people. And also I'm spending a lot less time doing call time and instead hanging out with folks. All these streams are my comfort zone. I love having them on. That's so sweet. Luke P, Donald A, Zaid M, Christopher R, Jose J, Riley T, and Donald A. Thank you so much. Donate at catforillinois.com/stream. And we're going to watch the ad in a sec to guilt trip you into donating money. Send this to your friends too. Tell them to donate. catforillinois.com/stream. Oh shit, I didn't even know that I got the Queen of Hearts. Guys, I had like a $30 million hand on Balatro the other day. It was crazy.
Holy cow.
I love these holy cows. You got a rich uncle that feels guilty about being rich?
Holy cow.
Text him our stream link. Thank you, Jordan T, for $50. Here are some of the ways that your money will be spent. We have a staff. We pay them a living wage. Asha is one of our staff members who gets paid. We have $25 an hour as our minimum wage because I think that's what the minimum wage should be nationally. And so we live by our values and we actually do it, even if it is expensive. And that's okay because that's what it means to actually do the things that you care about. We have a healthcare plan for our staff because everyone's premiums just went sky high. Some of our employees' insurance plans were just straight up don't exist anymore. So we got an insurance plan. We're doing phone banking and text banking. Every single one of those calls, every single one of those texts costs money. So your donation goes to that. Your donation goes to keeping our campaign office open, which is really important because our campaign office doubles as a mutual aid hub. When you're donating at catforillinois.com/stream, you're also making sure that we put ads out. Almost as many people learn about us through, news stories and seeing us naturally as they do through our advertisements. We're going up against career politicians that have been running for office for a decade plus. And so we are able to, through these ads, reach folks that wouldn't have heard about us before. When you donate catforillinois.com/stream, you're helping us win this thing. And we only have about a month. Yeah, we got March 17th, a month and a half till this race. And early voting starts on February 5th. It starts next week. A lot of votes will be put in before March 17th, and we need your help reaching as many people as possible. So please donate at catforillinois.com/stream. Guys, haven't I gotten better at Balatro? Someone said the coat story is what got me to donate for what it's worth. Good luck. Thank you so much. I could tell you all some other stories from like the impact that we're having right now. We had some moms come in all at the same time. They didn't know each other, but they had heard through word of mouth about our campaign mutual aid hub. And they came in because they needed to get diapers and formula before payday. And they all just came in at the same time and they all left with everything that they needed. And that shit makes every single part, like every single hard day of this campaign worth it. To know not only that people got what they need, but they knew that they could rely on us. And that's what I want to do as a congresswoman. I want to build a system where people know that they can rely on the representatives that swore to protect them, that swore to represent them. I am so sick of a system that acts as if it is helpless, and it's not. I remember a man came in when we're talking about, means testing and things like this. Someone had also brought us some chocolate cake, and I asked him if he wanted to share chocolate cake with me, and he had just gotten some shoes and stuff like that, and he was like, no, I've taken too much. And I just can't. This guy who was clearly struggling still wanted to make sure that there was stuff left for other people. And I ended up convincing him to take some chocolate cake, which was fun. And we had a great conversation. But the fact that our whole system has punished folks for just trying to survive is really heartbreaking and really frustrating. What I really want to stress here is I know that I hate how politicians have treated the electorate as just like a way to get money. And I want to stress that your donation, whether you donate tonight or you've donated in the past, isn't wasted. We take the responsibility that you guys have trusted us with very seriously. Thanks, Charles B. I take it very, very seriously. I'm very honored at everyone who has helped us build this really incredible movement. But so many of our leaders haven't, and it's part of the reason that I ran in the first place, because I felt as if we were being betrayed by the people who swore to protect us, and that's not fair. We've had people that, reach out and say, I am like amazed that you give options when you donate to be able to like opt out of texts, and we make them very, very like easily accessible and very visible. And that just felt like a no-brainer to me, because how are you supposed to ask someone to trust you if you can't even, like, if you're just going to screw them? These jokers are cracked, hell yeah. If you're just gonna screw them over in the first place. It's not like the electorate is this really confusing, complicated concept. Everyone wants the same thing. Everyone wants to live a safe and happy life for them and their loved ones. So if you can, donate at catforillinois.com/stream. Can we donate if you live in a different state? Yes, absolutely. You don't have to live in Illinois. You also don't have to live in Illinois to volunteer for us. You can volunteer by joining our Discord at discord.gg/catforillinois. You can also go to catforillinois.com/events to help us phone bank. We need a lot of help phone banking right now. Phone banking is one of the best ways to reach people if you live in the area. Also, even if you don't live in the area right now, pull out your phone. If you have any friends that live in Chicago, text them. And early in-person voting is March 2nd. Ballots are coming to people February 5th. Text your friends right now and just be like, hey, you know about this cat lady? Have you heard about this campaign? Do it right now. Pull out your phone, do it right now. I'm hella unemployed. Catch me volunteering. Honestly, same. And that's beautiful. Told my friends in Andersonville about you, and they're super excited to vote for you. Thank you so much. That is one of the best things that you can do. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You are incredible. I don't know you, but you're incredible. Asha's cracked good. Okay, good. Thank you. Can we help out if we don't live in district? Absolutely. You can help us by, holy shit, guys. I'm so good at this game. You can help us by volunteering. You can help us phone bank. You can help us text bank. If you live in Illinois, you can come help us knock doors. You don't have to live in the everyone look up 9th District of Illinois. You don't have to live in those very sensible boundaries that definitely make sense. Everyone can help. Only permanent residents and American citizens can donate. Oh, damn. I thought that was going to be a full house. It's okay, though. Oh, it's okay, because cracked. I'm sure you've already talked about it, but I loved your response to the Trib today. Thank you so much. The Trib actually wrote an op-ed. The editorial board wrote an op-ed about me last year talking about how I said that Democrats need to grow a fucking spine, and I was like ruining civility in politics, and I feel like the fact that we haven't grown a fucking spine is the thing that ruins civility in politics. But yeah, I just wanted to stick to our values. Someone said, I live just outside your district. Many such stories, but you can tell your friends, tell your family, tell anyone you know across the street to vote. Guys, this Bellatra run's going so well. And also look at my deck. I have 80 cards in my deck. Compare this to my first Bellatra stream. Night and day.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Someone said, I don't know how you're doing, but I'm sure it's great. Just look how big my number gets. It goes so big. Someone asked, what's the lore of our district looking like that? It's called gerrymandering. That is the lore. Dang it. Okay. Hopefully my jokers will save me. They did. What's your view on redistricting? How would you ideally get that done and how often? I think we need to expand the House. Right now, you know, this district represents 750,000 people, and while we want to reach as many people as possible, your representative is supposed to be someone that you could realistically like run into, and that's not the case for most districts in the United States. So we need to expand the House, and we also need to ensure that we can have federal laws against gerrymandering, because gerrymandering is the bane of our existence. It's honestly like the reason our district looks like that is because Republicans have disenfranchised so many people that this is fighting fire with fire. So it's necessary right now, but we like it doesn't make it okay, you know? Who's this Jerry guy and what does he mander? Wait, what was that voucher I just bought? Hell yeah. Huh? Last 15 minutes, if you want a shout out, you can donate at capforillinois.com/stream. Can we hit 3,000 tonight, guys? I already did that whole speech about what we do with your money, so I don't know, maybe. No, but seriously, like we need your help. We need to win this thing. After I die in this run, I'm gonna give a whole spiel and also show y'all our awesome ad again. But AIPAC is coming into this race. Like, they've been here, but they're definitely in it now. They're going to spend up to 15 million is what we've been told, to defeat little old me. And we need your help to beat them. We need people power. We need to ensure that this is a district that's not going to be bought to continue a genocide. Like, this is where we're at right now, and we need your help. So please, if you can, donate at capforillinois.com/stream. And like, look, I get it. Look, I'm a Palestinian. I'm very scary. Rah, so scary. But that's part of the reason that we need to have more diversity in Congress, because without Palestinian voices, without a variety of voices that are trying to uplift a world order that is not dependent on harming others, we're just going to run into the same patterns over and over and over again. And I don't want to be in Congress forever. I want to get in, do some good, and then go back home and hang out with my cat. I've said it before, and I'll say it till the day I die, because that is exactly how I feel. I'm just sick of this idea that we have to be helpless when we don't. All right, I think this was it. I think this is my time. Rest in peace. It was a good run. How long would you stay in Congress, Kat? I've pledged not to serve more than 5 terms, which would be 10 years. But even then, that's a while. I've wondered how people do this for decades and decades, and I learned that they stopped doing it well. All the real Bellagio heads know that was a really good run. Where the Bellagio heads at. All right, ready to see the ad again? We want to put this on Fox News.
Holy cow.
And yes, for anyone who wasn't here before, that is Matt Mercer.
Kat Abu Ghazaleh is the kind of radical Democrat Fox News warned you about. Kat believes you deserve
Holy
universal
cow.
health care, groceries, and housing. Pfft, where does she think we are? The richest country on earth? Kat isn't a millionaire. She doesn't take PAC money. She can't even afford health insurance herself. How can she possibly relate to normal, hardworking corporations like you and me? And it gets worse. As a journalist, Kat's reporting helped lead to Tucker Carlson's departure from Fox News. Is that who you want fighting extremists in Washington? Kat claims the Democratic Party should not bow down to Trump or his billionaire friends. Does she think strongly worded
Holy
letters
cow.
count as bowing? Kat Abu Ghazaleh represents a new generation of progressive Democrats working to redefine the party's future, and she plans to do it with her ferocious attack cat by her side. Is this who you want representing us?
I'm Kat Abu Ghazaleh, and I approve this message.
Do you want that on TV? You know what you have to do. catforillinois.com/stream. And yes, we got Matt Mercer to voice it. Also tune in February 8th. But yeah, that's like a real ad that we have produced. If y'all haven't seen our ad from earlier this week, we're trying to get creative because, I mean, we've all seen the same stuff over and over and over again, and we're actually trying to use this not just to clockwork orange people into remembering my name, but trying to actually communicate what we stand for. So this is an ad that started airing this past Monday that we did. That's the whole ad. No, you weren't missing any audio there. And people have been sending it to us when they see it. And it's, this new one is definitely more lighthearted than the other one. But we are trying to actually, like, a lot of this campaign is really creative and really experimental. And that counts for our ad strategy. So please donate at catforillinois.com/stream if you want to see that on TV or you want other people to see it on TV. So catforillinois.com/stream. Let's get some holy cows in the last 8 minutes. Can we reach 3K? I believe. Abolishment is the moderate position. Yeah, I completely agree. And that's why we have shifted the conversation to prosecute ICE, because abolish ICE is not enough. It's not enough to... it's not enough to just say abolish ICE. It's not enough to write strongly worded letters. It's not enough to have mean words for Greg Bovino or Kristi Noem. We need trials. Like, we need prosecution. I will spend every waking moment of my life making sure that happens till the day I die. Whether or not, like, it doesn't matter what happens on March 17th. But if I have more ability and more power to be able to do that, I want to be able to use it. So donate at catforillinois.com/stream. Early voting starts February 5th. People are getting their ballots in the mail. We're trying to reach as many people as possible.
Holy cow.
Holy cow! Ali Art, thank you so much. Holy cow. Holy cow. This is going to help a lot with our Campus Fellow program. We're doing a lot of work on Northwestern's campus. Thank you. We're doing a ton of voter registration drives. Holy cow. Guys, can we raise $500 in the next 6 minutes?
Cow.
Can we do it? Can we hit our goal?
We currently have 500 people watching.
We have 5 on both platforms?
Across platforms.
across platforms. We have 500 people watching. If everyone donated like 150, we could do it. WLAR, thank you so much. Holy cow.
Holy shit, Aliar.
Also, the amount that I say holy cow in my life now is crazy. Like it's like it's something that I have to physically do. Everyone donate $2 or one person donates $500. You guys get to pick. $2.
You want to turn your music back on?
Oh yeah, music. God, I just love our new ad. It slaps
Holy
so
cow.
hard. And shout out Matt Mercer for letting us do it. Thank you, Joshua C.
Holy cow.
Thank you, Patrick K. Someone mentioned Mr. Onion, my partner, which led to a very silly thing today. This happens a lot. Like the FBI was like, your husband. And I was like, I'm learning new news today.
Holy
But Ben
cow.
posted this. He said, congrats to me. Apparently I'm married now. Not sure when this happened, but I'm positive the reception was fucking lit because we had a caption that mentioned that.
I'm sorry. Why was that?
Holy cow.
I already told you, Asha, that I would bring you to the bachelorette party, which would just be going to King Spa. But absolutely, you're invited. But yeah, so this is something that happens a lot. I think you see like a young woman with a man, you're like, well, they're married, right? They have to be married. They can't live in sin. And so, yeah, I said, I know everyone's wondering. So yes, I married him for his billions of comedy newspaper dollars. And yes, I am disappointed, which is true. No, it's really funny to see how many people describe us either as married or Ben as like wildly rich and has 50,000 Lamborghinis. I love these holy cows coming in. Thank you so much, guys. $300 left.
Holy cow.
Holy cow. These are really coming in. We have 4 minutes for like $200.
Did you do the ones in Discord already?
Huh? Let me see. I don't know.
Holy cow.
No, I didn't.
Holy
We also have some
cow.
donors to shout out. Makani D, Jordan T, Mary D, Zachary G, Charles B, Donald A, Stephen B, Donald A again. We love you, Donald A. And Kevin C, thank you so much. And we're going to have a whole wave of them to do again. We're like 150 away, guys.
Holy cow.
But yeah, I love... yeah, Damn Cat has 50,000 Lambos and won't even give Asha one.
Holy cow.
I remember the Tribune did this whole thing being... So when Ben and I moved here, we moved here on really short notice, and we got placed literally one bus stop away from the borders of the district. It was a
Holy
whole
cow.
controversy.
Holy cow.
But it's... we split it 50-50 because I worked from
Holy
home. We had to have an
cow.
office. We were told that this was so wildly expensive
Holy
because our rent...
cow.
Holy cow, Matt! Wait, is that Matt?
Matt who?
It says Matt M.
I don't know.
Holy cow, guys, we reached it. Ah, thank you.
Holy cow.
Someone said Ben ain't poor, but I wouldn't say he's rich. Yeah, like, look, we're renters. And, like, that's the thing. They were like, you have this crazy rent of $4,000 a month. We split it 50-50.
Holy
Because remember, I had to have an office because I was freelancing. And I just feel like a lot of people don't know what rent costs now. Especially having, as, like, a young person in a major city. I was doing this whole, we were talking about cost of affordable living, cost of living, affordability crisis. I'm tired,
Holy
but now I'm
cow.
distracted because we reached our goal. Thank you so much, everyone. This is so cool. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just so y'all know, every time we hit that $3,500 goal, we can cover our,
Holy
rent for our
cow.
office for an entire month, which means that people can come in at any moment to get what they need. God, this is so this rocks so hard.
So fucking sick.
This is so fucking sick. I can scroll through donors too if you'd rather.
No, I just want to.
Okay, awesome. We got some donors to shout out. And was it?
I'm checking. I have to scroll down.
Oh,
We
right.
have so many awesome donors.
Because there's so many awesome donors. All right, so
Holy cow.
oh yeah, he is on stream right now because Critical
You're
Role.
serious?
No, but that's why I'm like, it's probably a different Matt.
Holy
We're not going to tell y'all
cow.
either way. Yeah. All right, Ali R with $1,000. Thank you so much.
Holy cow.
Ian N, Joshua C, Patrick K,
Holy
Daniel S,
cow.
Brendan J, Nathan M, Frank V, Corey S, Ivan D with $69.
Holy
Nice.
cow.
Cade S, Kevin C,
Holy cow.
Nathan R, Luke W,
Holy
Zach
cow.
W, Lisbon M, Ethan T, Harrison M, Matt M with 420, Chris B with 150. Thank you so much, both of you, and Donald A. And then we just had a bunch of holy cows come in, so I want to make sure they get their shout out. We are going to cut it off in the next couple seconds, so if it's not in, I'm so sorry. But you can shoot us a message and we'll make sure to shout you out. I got it. I could just read the ones under Donald A. Different Matt M for the win. Yeah, exactly.
Holy
Anyways,
cow.
rent's really expensive. Man, this is just like phone banking. Slow at the beginning, then it picks up. Great plug for phone banking. Make sure you phone bank for us. You can do it from anywhere in the country. Join our Discord, discord.gg/catforillinois, or you can go to catforillinois.com/events. If you're like, I don't want to be in a Discord, that's fine. You can find the info there. Boop, boop. Thank you so much for the raid. We are going to be stopping in a second, but we really appreciate y'all. And you can follow. Make sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, we really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. We do want to give a shout out to our last donors. Are these good to go? Yeah. Warren B, Christopher C, Lucy M, Joshua D, Rebecca R, Clinton D, Robert H, Doylan S, Joe G, Michael M, and Aiden P. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night, and